Ready? We are live here at Superior Heights for the senior girls matchup between the Superior Heights Steelhawks and the St. Mary's Knights. My name is Ryan Langton. I'm here with Tony Bonifero. And Tony, when these two teams first met earlier in the season, I believe it was the first game of the year for both teams, and it was not a close matchup. We'll just say that. I know the Superior Heights basketball team is filled with a lot of new girls and a lot of inexperience. And on the flip side, the St. Mary's Knights are filled with a ton of experience and a ton of talent. So we're hoping for a little bit closer game here than the first matchup, but certainly we'll see what happens.
And St. Mary's off to a fast start with a basket 3 seconds in. That might be the quickest basket of the season in the senior girls division. So
Isla Zachary with the early finish off the tip-off, and one of the girls who definitely has some experience and some talent for Superior Heights is number 10, Maya Ferguson, and she's going to be the heart and soul of this team here today for sure.
Yeah, Maya Ferguson, who we had the pleasure of calling, quite a few games of hers last year. My goodness, she was one of the best basketball players in junior last year, and nice to see her come up to the senior ranks here. And there was some talk that she could have possibly played senior last year. So, excited to watch her and see what she can, has to offer, and see if she can spark this Superior Heights team.
Well, Tony, it just goes to show you that you're losing your memory in your old age.
Or did she play senior last year?
Because she played senior last year.
That's what I thought. Sorry, she did play senior last year. I was thinking about that when I said it. I was like, there was something about it, right? But I knew she played at a high level as a grade 10 wherever she was.
No, she did. And she fit right in. She started for the Steelhawks last year as a grade 10, and she certainly did a great job for them. And a lot of her teammates moved on to university and to college, and again, just a lot of new names here for us. Some from the junior ranks, but others are just first-year players as seniors, and so certainly a learning curve that's going to probably take the entire season to get on. But also, Angelina Broussard is also a nice player for Superior Heights, and there's Abby Spice. She's out there, so
Abby
she's out
Spice,
there, number 13.
Remember,
it's gonna be a season-long process for them, and we'll see if they can certainly improve on the first game of the year.
Yeah, this St. Mary's team, I was talking to Coach Segordo about it quite a bit this year, and he said he couldn't remember a time when he's coached a team with so much size, right? Like, this is a big team, and that affords a lot of opportunity, right, to do a bunch of different things as a coach. So he spoke very highly of his group of girls here, and said that they work extremely hard, and the sky's the limit for them. They had an outstanding team last year in the senior division, and he was hesitant. He didn't want to say that this team was better, but definitely on par, which says a lot considering who this team has lost. Going back to last year, arguably one of the best female basketball players that we've seen, over the last few years. They lost a few players for sure. So,
yeah, absolutely. Ashlyn Noble moved on. She went to Algoma U, and one of her teammates is a former Steelhawk, and so Sadie Graubarger is there now as well at Algoma U. Yeah, so
her,
both of these teams lost a lot of talent last year, but St. Mary's has a lot of juniors coming up, and they're also joining the likes of Ella Zachary, Edgar, and company. So, and Peyton Magley, of course, you can't mention the Knights without mentioning Peyton, number 15. And so definitely some experience as well as some great players from the junior ranks. And the girl I've really been impressed with the most early on, Tony, is number 4, Sydney Withers. Sydney is just a spark plug. She's very good with the basketball. She's a great ball handler. She very rarely makes any mistakes with the basketball. She takes great shots. She makes great passes. She's able to pass with both hands, left and right. And so exactly what you want out of your point guard. And she's definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, I remember her last year, and she was an outstanding basketball player, Sydney. It seemed like any time, things started to kind of maybe go south or they needed a calming sense out on the court, they would always seem to get Sydney the ball or get her involved. So excited to watch what she can do here this year.
Magley with a bucket. Now the pressure coming from St. Mary's, and certainly one of their strong points is their strong man-to-man defense, and they like to pressure full court. And Tony, when you press your team full court, it does a lot of things to the team you're pressing. One, it rushes them, so even if they are able to beat it, they're going to be rushed in the half court. It kind of takes you out of your half court set. So certainly effective if you're able to do it. Obviously, the steals that they're gonna come from the press, and it just wears you down mentally, right? If you're able to press for the full 4 quarters, it can certainly break down a team mentally. So we'll see how this pressure affects the Steelhawks. And there's a nice shot at the buzzer, just off the mark for Maya Ferguson.
It was a good look there.
Back come the nice in transition, swinging the ball nicely. And there's Sydney there with a nice open shot for Zachary.
What a shot. There
she's not going to miss. Just talking to her dad before the game. And, Ella was one of the best three-point shooters in the senior loop last year, Tony, and as you're aware. And this year, the shots haven't been falling on the outside for Ella. And maybe it's going to take a few games in to get her stride back and get her shot back. And certainly didn't make any mistake on that one. And it was pure from the beginning. And so nice to see Ella starting off on fire here, and a great defensive job and kick and pass to 33. I believe that's Carrillo. It is Chloe Carrillo with the basket for the night, so they're off to a 9-0 start.
Yeah, Zachary, I think that's only her second three-pointer that she's made so far this season. So, again, look for that number to to go up as the season goes on, as she is known as a great shooter. So. But again, here you go, Ryan. You talked about this. This is that press of St. Mary's that gives teams fits, and you're seeing that now. We talked a little bit about Algoma University and kind of what's been going on there, and how some girls from the division last year have gone up there to play. Talking to Coach Katie Hamilton, she was saying that she was really impressed with her team. They're in Nipissing here next weekend. They played Lakehead last weekend. They lost by 5 their first game and 25 the second, but they were missing 4 players. 3 local kids are playing for that team as well and getting a ton of valuable minutes. So Katie Hamilton and Coach Hamilton doing a terrific job over at Algoma University with that girls program. So, it's nice to have that. And, again, it's nice to see her recruiting girls locally as well, right? So, to your point earlier that you mentioned quite a bit in the junior game, and maybe you can expand on that a little bit here for the seniors, right? If these girls just put that little bit of extra effort in and put that time in, they're going to get rewarded, and they can do so locally as well. No,
absolutely. And it's certainly nice to have Katie Hamilton back coaching. She was away for expanding her career in coaching and doing a lot of interesting things. And she was most recently the head coach of the Nipissing girls, and now she's back here in the Sioux. So we're very lucky to have Katie in our community coaching our university team. And you mentioned it, Tony. We do have some local talent on that team as well. And there were times last year that they showed some spark and they showed some ability to stay with teams early. The struggle with the Algoma U women last year, they just couldn't play consistently, and other teams wore them down a little bit with their size. And so it's going to be a process still. It's going to be a few years before Coach Hamilton can get the 4-year of the players that she's looking for to come into the program. She had to inherit some kids and certainly has some talent to work with. So we're going to be looking for steady improvement from the girls on the girls' side, and the same thing with Ryan Vitry and on the men's side. I mean, the men certainly had showed some very exciting basketball during the year last year, and talking to Kamongo, they've added some size and some talent. So looking to see some steady improvement for them. So get out there and support our Algoma U basketball teams. It is the best basketball that we're going to see here locally, and hopefully people can get out there and support it.
Yeah, no question. As Superior Heights here, looking to get something going and muster up some sort of offensive spark as they get the ball in here. Again, though, Ryan, to your point earlier, right? This St. Mary's defense is just unbelievable. They're relentless, I think, is the right word. They're relentless with pressure, and they have outstanding hands.
Ferguson's shot is short, and like I said, Tony, the pressure will also affect you on the offensive side of the floor. And even when you do beat the pressure, now you're rushing it because you feel that pressure is still there. I described it before. It's a lot like the quarterback in football, where he's dropping back, he's getting sacked all the time, and then when he has a clean pocket, he's still feeling that pressure and makes a bad decision. So sometimes even when you beat the pressure, you're still rushed a little bit. So a great job so far early here for the Knights defense, and it certainly resulted in some easy buckets. And here comes another one as it's stolen here by Jaremko.
Oh, what a block.
Nice block there by Ferguson. Nice pass to Abby McKnight, and she's not going to miss from there. 2 for number 12.
Looks like St. Mary's is going to drop into a half-court man-to-man.
Oh, we'll see what kind of action's there. Just a little high on-ball screen, but no real action outside of that. And we'll see.
Over and back, yeah. Good call by the official. You know what, Ryan, though? Also, it's kind of nice to see teams that play man-to-man on defense, just because even from an announcer standpoint, right, we're getting a different look, and you're able to call a little bit more. You're able to see a little bit more, which is nice, right? So.
Yeah, we're hoping to see be able to call a few more actions here from the man-to-man defense that's being played. Unfortunately, not a lot of half-court stuff happening on the Superior Heights side, but certainly here with St. Mary's, just looking at some high-low action with the post players who are constantly moving. Coach Zagoro screaming for spacing, and certainly when it comes to offensive basketball, offense is space, and space is offense. So looking for that, and the shot is up there by.
What a rebound!
Nice rebound there by Abby. She does a great job of going right back up with it, but
shot clock violation, or
I think she rushed it, thinking that the shot clock, because it didn't hit the rim, she rushed that one, and it's a little bit off the mark. I did a driveway session 20 with Abby, and just showing her a few things in the low post and things that she can do and ways to finish near the rim. And she's, again, one of those eyes wide open type players. She wants to learn. She's a fantastic soccer player. Soccer is her first love. Basketball is her second. And there's another athlete there that if she really picked up the game and worked on it, she's such a great athlete. She would certainly excel at basketball as well. And she's getting better with every game, and she really stepped up last year when one of their best low post players was in foul trouble, and she certainly stepped up for the Knights in their championship run last year. And she's certainly coming out strong here off the bench for the Knights. And there's Jaremko. She was number 31 last year for the Knights in the junior team, and she was definitely, if not the best, one of their best players last year as well in the junior loop. And she's wearing number 7 this year, and certainly a great shooter from the outside and a very smart player and a great passer as well.
Yeah, no question. She caught our eye quite a bit last year at the junior level, and the thing about her is, another kind of like Sydney Withers in a sense, right? Very good with the ball and is able to kind of slow things down, and she knows how to kind of take away the momentum of the other team. So it's always interesting to see those young athletes, those grade 11 athletes who's first year up in senior, and how they're able to kind of adjust and make that adjustment. So we'll see how that works here for St. Mary's and for Jarmenko. And excited to watch her play and see her continue to develop here at the senior division for the next year or two.
Number 22 is going to the line for the Knights. That's Naya Pedinelli. Naya played for the Knights last year as a grade 11 athlete, and she's back again for year 2 and didn't get the first one to fall. She makes the adjustment. Second one is good, and the Knights are up 16-0. New player out there for Superior Heights, number 26.
Oh, and the 3 was just off the mark by Brassard.
We don't have a 26 on our, sorry, yes we do. Gabriella DeMarco out there for the Superior Heights Steelhawks. There's Abby McKnight with a nice rebound. She swings it Pedinelli over to Jaremko. She drives, short kick out to number 20.
Nice hands inside.
In the game, and here come the Steelhawks, and a foul being called on McCabe, number 20. A little overzealous on defense. She gets the defensive foul, and it'll be Superior Heights out of bounds, and DeMarco making her first entry of the game. Also, Jade Line, number 23, is in for the in for the Steelhawks as well, and Brassard looking to post up her defender.
Good battle down low there by Brassard and number 24, Agawa of St. Mary's. One thing I loved about Brassard's game, and even last year watching her play, is as a travel, is she's not scared to mix it up, right? Like, you cannot intimidate her, which is beautiful to see. I mean, she's, you can push her down low, you can kind of get in her face a little bit, but she has quite a bit of resilience in her game, and she's not afraid to push back, and that's kind of the attitude you need to have, especially down low, playing the post position in any basketball, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I have the pleasure of coaching her younger sister at the U14 level as well with the Elite Eight Basketball Academy, and Isabel is a hard-nosed player, very smart with the basketball, and a great finisher, a left-handed player, and we've got a couple there on the U14 team. So a very nice group down there, and Isabel is a big part of that group. So.
So Ryan, you've coached basketball obviously for a number of years, and kind of done, taken this. You've been in this situation before where you're coaching a young team who needs to develop, and you've also been on teams that are, dominant powerhouse teams playing against a team who's been struggling. If you're Superior Heights here and you came out last game and it was a really tough game, and you're coming out here again playing against them, and you're Coach Lesage, what are some of your goals going into this game, and what are you kind of telling your girls to kind of keep them engaged and active?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is playing with confidence, and certainly I'd be working on beating their pressure, and not limiting our turnovers, being able to handle their pressure. Be patient on offense. Try to keep the score down if you're playing a high-powered team like this. So if you can we can be careful with the basketball. Take a lot of time off the shot clock. Get a shot off in the last 10 seconds of the shot clock. Keep that score down to keep yourselves in it. I would certainly be one of the strategies. And, it starts with the pressure, right? You got to be able to beat the pressure, and you got to be able to score points. You're not going to beat a team like this scoring 20 points. So you definitely have to find some things on offense. And defensively, I mean, you want to get back quickly. You want them to make sure that every possession they have is a tough one against 5 defenders. And, you try to limit their easy shots and make them shoot from the outside. And this team is, so inexperienced. You see some of the frustrations on Coach Lesage, trying to just explain some basic things to them. And they're certainly working their butts off, doing the best they can, but certainly outmatched here by the more experienced, more skilled Knights.
And on the other hand, if you're St. Mary's and you're Coach Zagordo, right, you come out and you're playing a team that you dominated the first time, and how do you kind of break it down so that the girls can have some sort of mini goals going into this game and kind of make them play with the same passion or the same grit that they need to be successful?
And I'll get right on that note after as we begin the second quarter. It is the Knights 16 and the Steelhawks no score. And Tony, I'll touch on that point here in a second. We just want to thank our corporate champions, the Huron Superior Catholic District School Board, the Northern Sports Excellence Freeze Frame Photos by Bob Davies, Wendy's of Sault Ste. Marie, Team Essentials, Maximus Rose, the Elite 8 Basketball Academy, and True House Sports Radio. If you're interested in having your business highlighted on Sault Sports TV, just contact Sault Sports at saultsports@gmail.com. Keep up to date with all the Sault Ste. Marie High School sports online at saultsports.com. There you will follow the game stats as games are in progress. Watch and listen live to the broadcast and get the latest news for upcoming games. You can find all of that also on their YouTube channel, Sault Sports TV. Certainly these games and the high school games and all the others on Sault Sports TV get a lot of views, and it certainly is a pleasure doing the games with Sault Sports. Tony, I know we both enjoy doing these games, and actually as the second period progresses, you talked about how do you get your team up for a game after the result of the last one. And I've always told my teams, regardless if they were extremely talented or not, that we're always playing. In their case, we're always playing the maroon and black. If we execute how we're supposed to execute, everything will take care of itself. So we're not really necessarily ever worried about our opponent. We know what they're trying to do on the offensive defensive side. We have things that we want to execute on both sides of the ball. And if we execute what we're supposed to execute on both sides in transition, we'll be successful. So just work on the things that you want to work on, right? And maybe coach will have a certain thing that he wants to see from his team, whether it's better moving in the half court, whether it's trying to get to the rim more, whatever the case may be with his team. Certain things you can work on as you move forward, but again, you're just trying to execute the things you're trying to execute based on what the team has presented in front of you, and let the rest of it go from there.
No question.
So we've got number 16 for Superior Heights with the basketball, Julia DeBenedette, and it does go out of bounds. It'll remain Superior Heights basketball.
Nice effort there again by Ferguson, I believe. Or that was True Tom's. Or sorry, that was McKnight. Abby McKnight. Or wrong team. Sorry, that was Dargis Bruises with a nice play there. Keep it in. Or try and keep it in anyway.
Hey, McKnight has it up top. She gets it down
nice
low to
play.
McCabe, and McCabe makes no mistake, and another two for the Knights. So nice pass by Abby McKnight into her teammate McCabe, and they share a little low five there on the defensive side, and there's a pass going inside.
Oh, nice defense.
And that's knocked away there by Jaramko, and Jaramko is looking to push the action. She drives through the logo, kicks it out to McKnight, swings it back over, goes over to the far side to number 22, Naya Pedinelli, back inside to number 24. Contact there, but no call again in favor of Agua, and back comes Superior Heights. Number 1 into the game, Alish Bakan is into the ballgame. She's going to get a chance. Hey! That's a great job there by Khan, and certainly the crowd and the team is excited for her.
That was a beautiful ball movement too there. Nice pass inside. That was nice, yeah.
That was great. That's Superior Heights' first and only basket of the ball game, so great job by Khan there.
Oh, man, St. Mary's just wanted the ball more on that little series.
And McCabe with a great job with the rebound and putting it back in. And Coach, I remember being a young basketball player, and I remember, it was almost like every second year I went from getting a lot of minutes to not a lot of minutes. And I remember when it was not a lot of minutes, I'd get into the game and I'd score 2 points, and maybe I'd get another quick one and score 4, and I'd go back to Coach Corman and go, hey, listen, I've only played 3.5 minutes and I got 4 points. And imagine how many more points I'd have if I play more. I think Khan's got the same argument there with Coach Lesage. Hey, Coach, I've been in the game for 45 seconds. I got the team's only 2 points. I think I should be starting.
100%, right? Great logic.
Hey, I liked it.
That would work with Coach Lesage. Let me tell you.
Well, I'll tell you who didn't work with Coach Corman. He was like, that's great. Sit back down.
Sit down. Yeah. Coach Lesage has definitely mellowed out, I think, in his older age. I mean, one of my favorite Coach Lesage stories from when he coached me in grade 9 basketball back when I was younger was he was a university student at Lake State at the time, and he would come over and he just scared us, to no end. And it was our second week, and we were a pretty soft team. Like we didn't like contact and those types of things. So he numbered us along the sidelines. This is things you couldn't do nowadays. He gave us numbers along the sidelines, put a basketball in the middle. He would yell out a number from this side and this side. So say he yelled number 2. Both players would have to run out, and there was no rules. You could do anything you wanted. The goal was to score against your opponent. So I'm talking, there were punches thrown. There was everything in high school because he just wanted us to go nuts at each other. And there's another hoop. And again, just to kind of show that toughness, right?
That's awesome.
And it was amazing. It was, again, things you couldn't do nowadays. But, that was a great practice. And we still talk about that to this day amongst our buddies, right?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, those were the good old days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Superior Heights, though, I mean, let's give them a little bit of credit here. I mean, it's easy to kind of pack up ship and, pack up and, try and get this game over and done with. But, the 2 baskets that they've scored buckets on here, they've both been really nice possessions. They've moved the ball well on the outside, nice passes inside, and able to get the finish. So, nice job by Superior Heights here to, show a little bit of pushback, which is what you want.
Yeah, it's certainly no give up by these Steelhawk girls, and we'll see a little out of bounds play there, a little screen to Withers, and now kick out to Martina Pucci, and shot is up and off the mark by Carrillo, and rebounded there nicely by Broussard, and back come the Steelhawks, and it's Maya Ferguson now looking to get a little drag screen there to from her teammate Broussard, and the ball just goes off of her knee and out of bounds.
Yeah, it's interesting to kind of see what's happened here at Superior Heights. Superior Heights was a powerhouse in girls basketball for a number of years, and especially in the junior division. I think they won like three straight championships back 6 or 7 years ago now, maybe less than that, 5 years ago now even. So again, they have the ability and they have the coaching staff here to do it. It's just about getting the girls to come out and getting them to show up. Ryan, I ask you this every game that we kind of do together, but how many girls combined on these 2 teams are part of the Elite 8 Basketball Academy?
On this, so Abby McKnight is currently taking part in the post-play program, and that just started. So that's a free program for all girls at the high school level during the rest of their season. If they want to get an hour and 15 minutes of post-play work through drills and small-sided games, certainly email us at elite8basketball@gmail.com for more information. That program is free of charge. We're not charging for that. We just want to see the girls get better near the rim. And that's it, because at the senior level here, again, these are all new girls for Superior Heights. I don't recognize a majority of them, and And a lot of the girls at this age, Tony, outside of the basketball season, where St. Mary's certainly starts their season early with their 10 out of school practices, they're not playing a lot of basketball. They got a lot of soccer players on these teams. They're working. They've got boyfriends and a lot of other outside distractions. So when it gets to this age here, they're not really participating a lot outside of school.
Boyfriends aren't allowed to be used as an excuse.
Oh yeah. tell these girls.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Clearly, you're not a father of 3 girls, Tony. Like myself.
Yeah.
Here comes Sydney Withers again. Sydney did take part of the Elite Eight Basketball Academy during the skill development program back in last June. So she was a joy to coach there. Ashley Noble came out for a bit as well, and then helped with her junior NBA program. And so nice to see her have her successes. And of course, now I'll go with you and. Talking to everybody involved in that program, Ashlyn has been such a great leader on and off the floor, even just as a first-year player. And if she's ever not able to be around, it certainly feels different for them. So certainly looking for some big things out of Ashlyn and Sadie and Mizuki even moving forward, and certainly looking forward to watching their development over the next few years.
Nice to see Wyatt Poser out reffing the game here today. Wyatt, a long-time official here in Sault Ste. Marie. He officiated way back when I was in high school, so been around for over 25 years now at the officiating ranks, and he's always been one of the better officials here in town, and easy to talk to out there, and nice to see him out. He said this is his second game this season, and thing about Wyatt, I swear he looks the exact same now as he did 25 years ago. So I don't think I think he might have aged early on in his life, but he hasn't aged in about 20 years. So nice to see Wyatt out here, though. That's for sure.
No, absolutely. Maya Ferguson, another player that took part. Actually, Isabel Broussard also took part in our skill development program, the first program we held last summer.
And we'll talk a little bit more about the Elite Eight Basketball Academy here in the second half coming forward. So if you're interested, or if you just need some more information on the program, we'll talk a little bit more about that and give you some contact information on how to register and how to sign up. Nice ball movement there on the outside. Nice
shot there by Withers. Good open shot. Good ball movement again by the Knights. And we talked about shot selection in the junior game, Coach, and certainly, we can touch on it here again. And the difference between good teams and maybe not so great teams is shot selection. You want to end every possession with a great shot, and a lot of times you want to pass up good for great. And a fun way that we kind of describe it is, when it comes to shot selection is, when it comes to, everybody's got an iPhone or certainly familiar with the concept of them, and you don't want to be taking a lot of iPhone 8 shots. You want to be really trying to work to get those iPhone 14 Pro Max shots, and it's really when you talk in those terms, the kids understand it. And there's a beautiful pass.
What a finish
from Sydney Withers to Emily Edgar for 2 more. And we talked about Miss Withers earlier, and she just sees the floor so well, and such a great passer of the basketball, and just a great feed inside to Edgar, and nobody on Superior Heights is going to match her height, and did a great job of keeping it high and finishing, and nice job there by number 10. A sloppy pass there by Superior Heights, looking to headman the ball. She does. Number 32. And the shot by Edgar, and she's fouled. So nice job by Withers headmanning it up to Lindsay Sarlo. She made a nice pass there. And now Edgar will be rewarded with 2 foul shots here, as the Knights lead the Steelhawks 28-6.
Yeah, Emily Edgar, we talked about her last year, and she was a player last year who I kind of felt like, she was almost underused a little bit last year on this St. Mary's team. I mean, I know they were deep and, minutes were tough to come by, but every time she got into that game, and anytime she got into the game last year, even as a grade 11, she made her presence felt on the rebound side of things, and man, there was one game against Cora last year where I think she had about 7 blocks in the game. I mean, she was just swiping everything, which was no easy task. So nice to see her getting some extra time out there and getting able to kind of show what she can do as well.
No, for sure, and that is going to be the end of the first half here at Superior Heights with the score Knights 28 and the Steelhawks 6. We'll be back in about 10 minutes' time for second half action. My name is Ryan Lillington. I'm here with Tony Bonifero, and we will see you at the second half. All right, we are back here in second half action here at Superior Heights between the St. Mary's Knights and the Superior Heights Steelhawks. It's certainly going the way of the Knights with their experience and their talent. And Superior Heights are just looking for some small successes here as we play in the second half. And Abby McKnight with the steal. She gets over to Peyton Magley. Dremko swings over to Ella Zachary. With the score the way it is, they haven't had a lot of playing time. And there she is. There's the move. Driveway sessions are coming to life here as Abby McKnight with a no hesitation little jump hook. And it's another 2 for number 12.
Little Kareem there with the, or was that Dr. J who had the pretty, the pretty hook shot?
Oh, Kareem had the best hook there was.
Yeah, that's it.
And the Knights back in action. And there's the catch and face from McKnight. Another 2 for her. That's back-to-back baskets for number 12. And great catch and face there for Abby. Another steal here. Yeah. Jaremko.
She read that one from a mile away.
She's not going to miss from there. 2 more points. A quick 6-0 start here for the Knights in this second half. And, you look at who they have out on the floor right now. They really like young McCabe out there. I've seen her play a few games now, and she's certainly going to be a nice player for them down the stretch. And nice hit ahead there to Zachary, to Magley. Her shot is off. Her second shot, she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2.
I didn't think she was fouled there, but that's all right. Let her go get a couple free throws here, work on that part of the game. Ryan, we talked, you and I have covered quite a few games together, and the one thing we often talk about is free throw shooting at the high school level. And, it's not where it needs to be or not where it should be, right? As St. Mary's hits the first one here from the line. But, especially in boys basketball specifically, we track free throws. And last season, teams were less than 50% from the stripe in boys basketball. I didn't count the stats for girls. But, what, your take, Ryan? You're a coach. You work with, young athletes. And talk about your thoughts on free throws and the importance or not importance that they have in a game and just kind of what that means and looks like to you.
Yeah, obviously when you have a team that's aggressive and you have teams playing man to man and you want to be rewarded, free throws are huge. And you certainly, as a coach, I think we're all a little bit guilty of it. It's kind of the forgotten thing. You don't have a lot of time with these athletes at the high school level. So, there's so many things you have to put in to it. And there's a 3 by Ella Zachary. So she's certainly starting to find her shot here as the season progresses. And they're going to need that from Ella because when these games are tight, a shot like that can certainly blow things open and certainly be a spark. So there's not a lot of elite three-point shooters here in the senior division, but Ella Zachary can certainly be one of those. And so getting back to the free throws, Tony, there's so many things that you have to put in to a short season, right? You got to put your man-to-man offense, your zone offense. You got to put offensive transition. You got to put in defensive transition. You got to teach all the reads, all the actions that you're trying to put in. You got to be able to beat a 1-3-1 half court press. You have to be able to beat a 1-2-1-1 full court press, a 2-2-1 full court press. So many things you have to try to put in, and sometimes I think foul shooting kind of gets by the wayside. You try to fit it in between drills, before they get a water break in a drill. There's Maya Ferguson for 3. So what you try to do is you're like, all right, drill's over, 2 game-like free throws, and get a drink. So you try to mix it in when you're tired and get it in there. But there's certainly not a lot of opportunities to practice your free throw shooting. So that's something you want them to work on their own in the summertime. And it's a lot like a golf shot. You want them to have a routine, and when they're shooting their free throws. And in today's game, Tony, when it really is a lot of drive and kick and shooting a lot of threes, there's not a lot of, you're not getting to the line a lot, right? So,
that's right.
So back in the day, you used to get to the line, 5-6 times in a ball game. And so you had more experience shooting them. now you can go 2-3 games without shooting a foul shot, and now you got to shoot big ones, in a game. And so, I think it's a combination of a few things. And one is not being practiced enough and taught enough, and the other one is they're not getting that many opportunities anymore.
Yeah, I come from the old school days, too, of Mr. Petchla, right, where when Mr. Petch used to coach in senior for basketball, every single practice, every player would shoot 40 free throws throughout the practice. He had 4 5-minute sessions set up where we would have to go and take with a partner, and you go split up, and you and your partner would take 10 free throws each, and we'd have to report the scores at the end of the year, right? So little things like that. I just think you're right. Repetition is tough for kids nowadays, but spending a little bit of time on it is important. I mean, last year when we were calling games, some games, especially in the boys division, they were lost because teams would go 2 for 15 from the line and they'd end up losing by 7 points. That happens quite a bit, especially at the high school level. So
it can certainly happen. You want to be able to take advantage when you have the tag. It is the only time, Tony, where you're shooting without a defense, and you certainly it does add up when you start missing those opportunities, and you don't want to give up those 3 points when you can get them. And it looked like, I'm not sure, it looked like maybe an illegal screen there.
He called the carry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not sure where the advantage came from with that one, but nonetheless, there's Holland. That was McCabe, and her shot is just off the mark.
Are there any new rules this year, Ryan, with basketball? I know every year they seem to add 1 or 2. A couple years ago they added the Euro step rule. They added the unsupporting foul rule. I haven't talked to anybody yet this year, but have there been any changes to the rules this year, or is it status quo?
Yeah, I haven't heard of any new rules yet as far as FIBA goes. They do follow FIBA rules for basketball. The shot clock's still the same. Everything's the same. As far as the carrying rule goes, it's usually not called until there's an advantage, and there's Ella Zachary for 2 more. And so when the player, I do know Ella likes to have the ball under sometimes when she's going to dribble the basketball. And as long as you don't gain the advantage while doing so, they're not going to call it. But as soon as you can gain an advantage, they will certainly call that. And she does a great job going up strong and gets fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2 here.
3:04 to play here in the third quarter. So on that note, we have a bit of an opportunity here just to kind of speak briefly about, again, we've talked a little bit about Elite 8 throughout the game, but haven't really got into what they offer yet and how to register and those types of things. So, Ryan, while we have an opportunity quickly, you just want to talk about what Elite 8 has to offer and kind of and how do they get in touch or how do they register?
100%, Tony. So the Elite 8 Basketball Academy is extremely proud to be sponsoring both girls and boys high school basketball again this year. And the academy began in the summer of last year, and we've run over that time probably 15 different programs, and some of them obviously repeated in year 2, but. We started with a skill development program in that summer, and now we've built to a junior NBA program, which is created and designed by Canada Basketball for our youth in the elementary school level, and we ran it last year with 110 participants, and this year we just ran it for SK to grade 6, and we have a great turnout again. And certainly, if you have a child in the SK to grade 6 ages and even grade 7, certainly have them. Check the registration form on elite8basketball.com. We still have a couple spots in each age group, so as you can certainly there's certainly time to sign up. It's a 12-week program. We're in week 3, so we will certainly prorate your registration fee. And the nice thing about that program, Tony, the kids get so much, right? So we give them the All-Star package. There's certain packages you can buy for the kids. We're providing with the All-Star package, which is they get junior NBA socks. They get a backpack. They get a water bottle, a basketball, and a practice jersey. So it's a lot of fun for them, and we've got great coaches running that program. And then we have our U14 club teams that are operating right now. The U16 girls team will operate again once the high school season is over. We have a high school girls shooting and finishing school that we run once a week on Sundays, which is a great opportunity for them to get more shots up and more finishes. We're also running a free post play program. So for girls that want to get better in the post area, we're running a free program on Tuesday nights for that. So for all the information that you're looking for, just go to elite8basketball.com. Go under registration forms. All the programs will be there. And with any further questions, just email us at elite8basketball@gmail.com.
And last question is just talk about a little bit about your coaches and the coaching
absolutely.
staff that you have that help you guys out.
No, absolutely. So there's myself. I'm involved in almost every single program.
All right, so get to the good coaches now.
Yeah, and so the good coaches, we've got John Duke, who's coaching at Algoma U with Katie Hamilton, and he's refereeing in today's game. Wes Hill, who's coaching at Cora Collegiate, the junior boys, and he's helping out with the junior girls right now. Adrian Kolak, who's been a coach for a number of years at the high school level. You're not going to find a better guy to coach junior NBA, Tony. He reminds me a lot of you when it comes to the football side of it. He's just so fantastic with the kids. He's so energetic. He's got more energy than I've seen.
He's great.
And he's hopping around with the kids, and he's just fantastic. Andrew Turgeon played at Algoma U, and he's running the junior NBA program for Elite 8. So he's fantastic, doing a great job. And Adina Mizuko is helping with the U14 club team as well. Matt Pavoni is also helping with the club teams. Kristen McLaughlin's also helping out as well. So we just got and our coaching pool is growing, and we want to continue to grow. So if you're interested in coaching, regardless of your experience or age, we will certainly help guide you along and get you all leveled up. Via Basketball Canada, we will pay for your certifications, and we will pay for you to become better coaches. So if you're out there listening and you want to be a part of Elite 8 as far as coaching goes, just again shoot us an email at elite8basketballacademy@gmail.com. And Tony, on that note, I mean, we're all constantly looking for more female coaches. We want our women leading women, and as a father of three girls, we certainly know the importance of that. And it is tough finding women coaches in this city. And if you're out there and you think coaching is something you're interested in, again, just come out and we will certainly guide you through that process. And there's the Canada basketball, the NCCP certifications that our coaches are going through and leveling up in, and there's so many resources out there now, Tony, as far as a lot of these elite coaches. So, for example, Chris Oliver from Windsor, he runs Basketball Immersion. It's such a great coaching platform and he's partnered with Alex Sarama, and they just offer so much great programming. Coach Casio from the States has a ton of great resources. There's the Alex Sarama runs a ton of courses as far as the basketball decision training offense, the conceptual offense. So certainly a ton of great resources out there, whether it's Canada Basketball Clinics or other resources for the coaches to get better. So, again, if you're interested in coaching, please give us a shout. We'd love to add you to our always growing academy, and we're going to continue to fill the gaps that need to be filled, and looking forward to many years of basketball instruction.
So not to promote other places, but what do you know about the Elite Camps Hoop Dreams down in Wyerton, Ontario? Have you ever heard about that down in the Bruce Peninsula?
I haven't, no.
No? Oh, okay, because I drive by it all the time. I've been going to the Bruce Peninsula now for the last few years.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. It's a hidden gem there. But it's Hoop Dreams basketball camp on the South Bruce Peninsula, and they have overnight stays and things like that. So I was wondering if you had any, if you knew much about them at all. So.
No, and that's the nice part about doing this now is just getting into the club basketball scene and speaking with the coaches in North Bay and Sudbury and Bracebridge and in Barrie, and just trying to organize. We're going to be playing a ton of exhibition games, playing some tournaments, and then take these girls into the States as well. And it's just learning all the different programs, Sudbury Slam and the North Bay Spartans program. Timmins always runs a good basketball program. So certainly not new to the basketball scene, however, just new to the club scene. So certainly looking forward to building those relationships with those other clubs and certainly getting to know more about the clubs in Southern Ontario.
Now you talk a little bit too about the money aspect of things, right? And obviously everything you do, you have to make money. But the one thing that I've always respected about you is, and this goes back to your Sioux Minor days as well, is you do a great job of not letting money be the difference maker of whether kids can or cannot compete. So, if kids are out there or parents are out there and they're interested but might need to be on a payment plan or something like that, what's your take on situations like that?
Yeah, there will never be a situation where a player is not going to be able to play because of whether it's bad timing for a family, whether it's tough times just in general, whether it's subsidized or we find ways to make it happen. We've done payment plans for families that ask for extensions, and we're certainly not going to have a child not play for that. So we want to grow this game. Again, we started to fill a bunch of gaps that needed to be filled. There's more gaps that still need to be filled here in Sault when it comes to basketball. And, just kind of follow the footsteps of a lot of the great coaches that we've had in the past and a lot of the great programs. The Thunderbird program runs a great program at Algoma U. The YMCA has been around forever. Slam basketball has been around for 10 years. There's certainly a lot of programs that are in place. However, not a lot of them are running programming right now. So we definitely want to fill that gap and offer the best programming we can for these kids. And it's about growing the game. And you look at people like Chris Oliver, Alex Arama, Coach Casio. These guys are dedicating their lives to growing the game of basketball. And it's the fastest growing game in Canada right now. And we're starting to see some successes. We just saw at the World Cup the successes that our teams had and the stress that Team Canada had. And it's certainly a growing game, and we want to continue to grow it.
Oh, beautiful play there.
Edgar off the mark a couple times, rebounded nicely by the Knights. Zachary's shot is up, off the mark, and it'll be Spear Heights basketball.
Coach Katie Hamilton wanted me to ask you if you ever coached at YBC.
I have not, and you know what?
Well, then she said you lost all credibility because you never coached at YBC.
100%. Well, I mean, you can tell Coach Hamilton that I've dedicated my early years to running Sioux Minor football back in the day. 16 years of that. So I didn't enjoy much outside of coaching that, and I was coaching varsity basketball during those years as well, and. So going from football to basketball kind of sucked up my time. But she's right. I mean, it starts at the grassroots level in YBC, and they've done so many great things over the years. Coach Gibbs has been there for a time, and I know the impact he's had on the lives of people like Katie Hamilton. And, when growing up in this wonderful game, you meet so many wonderful coaches. And, let's just talk about some of them. I know, back in the day, we talked about, the likes of Loris Petula, Dick Joy, Les Kennedy, Gary Cormier, Louis Mazuka, Jim Petitella, Don Nevin from Bawading. I remember Don was there for a number of years. Even Randy Russin coached at Bawading for a number of years as well, and at the Mount St. Joseph. I know Amy spoke very highly of Randy back in the day as well. And there's just so many people that have made such huge impacts, and I know I'm forgetting a number of people as well, but so many great coaches on years. Adamo was another one back in the day. You look at so many great coaches and people making impact, and there's Magley for another 3. It's fantastic to be part of a coaching fraternity, following in the footsteps of those types of people. And and you look at some of the jobs that the coaches are doing nowadays. Davey Zagora is doing a great job at the senior level with their guys, and I know Mark Lesage has been a part of the basketball culture for a number of years. Was a great basketball player himself back in the day. So there's no shortage of guys and girls who are wanting to grow this game, Tony, and it's such a great game and so many life lessons to be learned, and certainly basketball is strong in Sault Ste. Marie, and we just wanted to get stronger. And I think the key is starting them at the younger ages. When you're starting at the high school level, same as football, right? You want them to start younger and get that passion early. And then once they find that passion, if basketball really is their sport, and they want to work on it, there's certainly going to be the opportunities to do so. And we want to see more basketball players playing at the next level. We haven't had a lot of that lately on the boys' side. And
have you guys thought at all about running a program for youth? I mean, I know that there's a program run. It was out of St. Mary's last year. I don't even know. What it was called or what it was kind of who sponsored it or who ran it all. But I mean, my nephew was in it, and my goodness, we showed up at St. Mary's and there'd be 200 kids, it seemed like, running around in there on mini, basketball courts and those types of things.
Yep.
So to your point of wanting to start these kids early, ideally, what's the long-term goal for you guys? Is that to just kind of focus on the level that you're at now, or is there any interest in trying to start these kids off a little bit younger?
No, we do. We started at SK, so we're running the junior NBA program right now, which is the number one program in Canada for youth ages. The great part about the Canada basketball junior NBA program is there's a theme every week, and it's teaching them different things, life skills, confidence, and a lot of team building stuff for kids at the young age. So we ran that program last year. We had 120 kids involved in the junior NBA program, and the program that you're he's got his headset off there, but the program that you're referring to is small ball, and that's been run by the Oliveras for a number of years, and St. Mary's runs that program, and they do a fantastic job running of that, and when doing this. Running the academy, we didn't want to interfere with any of that. So,
fair enough.
So we spoke to I spoke to Olivera and wanted to know when they were running their program, so we didn't interfere with that. And my daughter took part in small ball last year. She absolutely loved it. And it's like any other sport in the city. When it comes to registration, if you don't get in early, you're not going to get in at all.
Yeah.
And, it's been a well-oiled machine for a long time. So huge props to the Oliveras in St. Mary's for their small ball program. And like I said, we came in to continue to grow the game and fill gaps, and we certainly didn't want to interfere with anybody when it came to that, and we're sticking with that, and we're continuing to do that, working with Algoma U and their Great Thunderbirds program, and the same here with other programs throughout the city. Magley for two more. We got a Magley on the U14 team. We have a Magley on the junior team. We got a Magley on the senior team. They gotta keep pumping out more kids. I don't know. They still got some life in them there. We need more of these Magleys because they're fantastic basketball players. They're growing the game just by themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Zachary for three. That one's off the mark. Rebounded by Kahn.
A nice job, though, by Superior Heights here, right? They're coming out, they're scoring some baskets, they're making some, getting some excitement, right? Which is what you like to see, especially from a team like this. And credit St. Mary's a little bit. I know that they took a little bit of flack last time these two teams met with the huge score gap, but Coach Zagordo doing a terrific job of playing all of his girls, letting his starters get some reps. They're just going back into a 2-3 zone defense, not forcing the action here, allowing Superior Heights to kind of get some girls in and make some plays. And just a good job here by both coaches and by both staffs.
Absolutely. And this game's winding down with 3.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's 55-20 for the Knights, and a little shot clock violation there, and it'll go back to the Knights. And
so upcoming, Ryan, October 12th and 13th. On the 12th, we have St. Mary's versus White Pines, and on the 13th, it's Superior Heights versus Cora, and that is in football, I believe, coming up. So that'll be the next thing you can kind of watch for here on Sioux Sports.
Number 7 for Superior Heights, Jada Gilmar into the game, and getting some minutes for the gray and blue. And there's Dremko again with the steal. She does a great job protecting the ball, and now she drives to the basket. Kick out to Magley. And her shot is up just off the mark, and Khan with the rebound. She better be careful. Magley's got it back. Pass, nice down low there. Swung back out to Withers. Withers now drives. Looking for that big advantage. Finds it in Dremko, and her shot is just in and out. Nice job there. And a nice rebound by Broussard, and Khan's got the ball now, and she gets it back to Ferguson.
I was just confirming with Jay Houselander, there will be no high school basketball coverage for the next week. They are going to do football tomorrow, but that's it. Jay is actually going on vacation, a well-deserved vacation. So he'll be off in Florida for the week, and he'll definitely be missed, and the coverage here will definitely be missed as well. But again, nothing wrong with the vacation. Why a bunch of adults are going to Disney World on vacation is another question that we can address with him later, though.
Wow, what's wrong with Disney World, man?
I know, but if nothing's wrong with it. But so the games will be streamed. So the next stream will be on October 24th, and it'll be Superior Heights at Cora, and that's for girls basketball. And for football, the games will be streamed tomorrow and Friday. So St. Mary's versus White Pines, and then Superior Heights versus Cora. And then the semifinals are scheduled for next week, where St. Mary's will play Superior Heights in junior, and Cora will play White Pines in junior. And in the senior action, St. Mary's, as long as they win tomorrow against White Pines, will finish first place, and they'll play White Pines in the semifinals, and Cora will play Superior Heights. So lots of action coming up, and playoff action coming up as well. So it's an exciting time of year for sure around the high school loop here in Sault Ste. Marie.
No, definitely some exciting football happening, and you just look at the game that happened recently with the St. Mary's Knight seniors and the Cora seniors, and it's going to be a battle between those two teams down the stretch for sure. And looking forward to seeing some playoff football action coming up, and certainly here at the senior level as well. There's going to be some exciting matchups certainly happening between the Colts and the Knights, and we did cover the first game, and there was a lot of physicality and a lot of aggressive play by both teams, and I'm expecting the same thing for the next couple of games between those teams. So certainly some great games coming up on Saultsports TV, and be sure to tune in and watch the replays.
We'll be announcing the Wendy's and Team Essentials Player of the Game here shortly, so we'll let Ryan pick for the St. Mary's Knights who he feels like was the player of the game, and they will receive a gift card for Wendy's as well as a Team Essentials Player of the Game T-shirt. So congratulations to both winners. One from each team. Yeah,
and so I'll just go and pick for the St. Mary's Knights. Certainly, in a game like this, you could certainly pick a number of girls, but I'm going to go with Ella Zachary finding her three-point range here in game number 4. Again, she was one of the best three-point shooters in the senior loop last year, and she's finding her shot back again here today. And so the player of the game for the St. Mary's Knights is going to be Ella Zachary. And for Superior Heights?
For Superior Heights, it's going to go to a girl who I've watched quite a bit here tonight, and she's made a difference on the defensive end. She's had 3 blocks here so far tonight and a bunch of rebounds, and I just like the way that she plays. The player of the game for Superior Heights is going to go to number 8, Angelina Broussard. So congratulations to Angelina and Ella. They'll receive the Team Essentials T-shirt as well as the Wendy's gift card. So congratulations to both.
43 seconds left to go in this one. Shot is up and good!
Shot that one.
Boom! 3-pointer by to Bennett, and just a great shot there, and she made no mistake, and something to cheer about here for the Steelhawks as the game winds down. And pump fake there by Pucci. Her shot is up and just off the mark.
I mean, small wins, right, Ryan? I mean, you know this.
100%.
Like, this is the first time these two teams played. I think Superior Heights scored, 8 points or 6 points or something? And now this game they've come out and put up 23. So, that's definitely an improvement, and credit to them, absolutely.
So stay tuned to Saultsports TV throughout the next couple of months. Going to be some fantastic finishes in both basketball and football. Also, hockey season's right around the corner, and Saultsports is also covering U18 hockey coverage. So once again, my name is Ryan Willington. We're here with Tony Bonifero, and we are going to sign off here at Superior Heights, and we'll see you all soon. Have a good night.